Rattlers. Introduction. While most snakes are harmless, there are a few that can strike with a deadly bite. Rattlesnakes, commonly known as rattlers, are some of the most feared of these deadly snakes. But before you get the wrong idea about rattlers, let's set the record straight. Snakes don't go around looking for someone to bite. In fact, most snakes, including rattlers, would rather avoid people. And also, most people who are bitten by rattlesnakes do not die from the bite. You should also know that snakes have an important role to play among living creatures. Rattlers eat rodents such as rats and mice. Since many rodents carry diseases and destroy valuable crops and property, rattlesnakes help humans by keeping the number of rodents under control. So the next time you think bad things about rattlesnakes, don't forget the good they do. Where rattlers live. All of the world's rattlesnakes are found in North and South America. They live in almost every state of the United States, in every South American country, and throughout southern Canada. Their habitat includes swamps, deserts, prairies, forests, and mountains. The greatest numbers of rattlesnakes are found in the desert and dry areas of the southwestern United States and northern Mexico. Like all reptiles, rattlesnakes are cold-blooded. This means their body temperature goes up and down with the temperature around them. Because they can't keep their bodies warm, rattlers spend the winter hibernating in dens below the ground. For the most part, rattlers are loner, but during hibernation, hundreds can gather in the same den. As spring begins, rattlesnakes crawl out of their dens to bask in the sun. As the sun warms their bodies, the rattlers become more active and get ready to spend the summer hunting. You're most likely to see rattlesnakes when the temperature is 21 to 30. In areas where it gets really hot during the day, rattlers must find shady places to stay cool. They often like to lie under rocks, bushes, cacti, and trees. How rattlers hunt. Rattlers belong to a group of snakes called pit vipers. Pit vipers have deep heat-sensing pits below their eyes. The pits detect the body heat of rodent, birds, and other prey. A rattler can detect the heat of a candle flame from as far away as 10 meters. Rattlers also smell with their forked tongues by flicking them in and out of their mouths. Using heat and smell to find food makes rattlers good night hunters. Using their blending skin patterns, Rattlers hide near small trails or holes where rodents, lizards, and birds pass by. As the prey goes by, the snake strikes with its long, hollow fangs. Normally, the fangs are folded back against the top of a rattler's mouth. When the snake bites, its fangs drop down and its mouth opens wide enough to drive them through the skin. Rattlers produce a poison called venom in glands behind their eyes. When the snake bites, the venom travels through tubes into the fangs. The fangs act like doctor's needles, giving the victim a shot of venom. Unless the prey has a good chance of escaping, such as if it can fly, a rattlesnake lets go after it bites. The prey runs off, but it does not go far before the poison begins to take effect. Rattlesnake's venom works in two ways. First, it affects the nerves and muscles so that the victim has difficulty breathing and moving. Second, it begins to break down the victim's muscles and organs. By the time the rattle is ready to eat its victim, digestion has already begun. The snake uses its smelling tongue to follow its victim. Once the snake finds its prey, it swallows it whole and head first. Rattlers can separate their lower and upper jaws in order to swallow prey that is larger than their own heads. Since snakes don't use others keeping themselves warm, rattlers can last before 4 months on one meal. How rattlers move. How can something with no legs hunt other animals? Rattlesnakes move in three ways. The most common is the serpentine method. The rattlesnake moves its body in an S-shaped motion. Muscles along the curves push the snake forward against the ground. This motion also makes rattlesnakes excellent swimmers. The side winding motion is only used by a few kinds of rattlers that live in sandy deserts. It looks a lot like the serpentine motion, only pushes the snake sideways. The third type of movement, the caterpillar, uses the snake's scales. Rattlers have wide, flat scales across their bellies. The snake can use its muscles to lift and lower the edge of the scales. The edge dig in and push the snake's body forward. The way caterpillar trees push a tractor forward. Female rattlers begin having babies when they are 3 or 4 years old, rather than laying eggs like most reptiles. Rattlers mothers give birth to live babies. Rattlers usually have 10 to 20 babies each time they give birth. After they are born, baby rattlers do not need their mothers. However, they tend to stay close to their mothers for about 10 days until they shed their body skin and begin to hunt. Baby rattlers may outgrow and shed their skin 3 to 4 times each year. Even at birth, a baby rattlesnake has a poisonous bite, but babies do not have rattlers. They cannot sound a warning. The babies also have less control over how much venom they inject. In these ways, tiny baby rattlers can be more dangerous than big adults. On the other hand, many predators, including owls, hawks, ravens, coyotes, and even other snakes, eat baby rattlers. A rattler's rattle. The rattle makes rattlesnakes different from all other snakes. The rattle serves as a warning to any animal that threatens the snake. Each time the snake sheds its skin or molts, a section of hollow, fingernail-like material is left behind on its tail. The latter sections get bigger as the snake grows. When it is afraid, the snake calls up and shakes its tail. The hollow sections clatter against each other, making a buzzing sound. This gives rattlers the nickname buzztailers. Some people think you can tell the age of a rattler by the number of sections on its rattle, but older parts of the rattle break off. There are usually no more than 10 sections. Since rattlers can live 25 years old and molt 2 to 3 times a year, it is probably good that sections fall off. Otherwise, our old rattler might have a huge rattle with up to 75 sections. Can you imagine how loud an old buzztail with a rattle that big would be?